Chanel reformulated their blushes again, so I picked some up just to kind of test them out. And also they came out with their Spring 2025 collection. First, let's look at the Spring 2025 collection. They did come out with a new eye and cheek palette. Now they did come out with some last year and I picked them up and it wasn't my favorite, so I didn't pick this one up this time. And if you could look at it, it just looks a little light. It looks mostly highlighters on my skin. I mean, you can use them as eyeshadows as well, but there's nothing dark in there for me to use as an outer corner to give me some definition. They also came out with 5 new shades of the single shadows and I picked 2 of them up. There's also some nail polish that I did not pick up because I love my French tip. They also came out with some lip balms, which are not my favorite formula, so I did not pick anything up, and also some eye pencils. Pretty much the only thing I did pick up from the Spring 2025 collection are 2 of the single shadows. The reformulation of the blushes came out around the same time, so I thought I might just put it all in the same video. So let's talk about the Spring 2025 collection, the single shadows. Again, I only picked up 2 shades, and I've always wanted to try the single shadows, but the shades that they had, it just didn't appeal to me until I saw these 2 in the new collection out of the 5. So when you do get them, it does come in the velvet pouch with Chanel, and this is what the size looks like. Let me just hold it up against the regular blush size so you can see the difference. Oh, and put it right there. And then let me hold it up against the little beige eyeshadow collection. This is the one with 5 shades in here, and I'll show you this one later, but you can see the difference in size. Because for this look, I did pull in a shade from this palette. It's the Cool palette. And then let's open it up, and there is the single shade. Comes with 2 brushes also. You do get 2.2 grams in here, which is 0.08 of an ounce. So you do get a lot of product in here for a shadow from Chanel. And these do cost $40 each. I think I said 5 new shades, but there are 4 new shades in the single shadows. So let me show you the 2 that I did not pick up. One is Mint Aloe, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and that's a shiny mint green. And then there's Mauve Sucre, which is a shiny lilac. And they're both in the satin finish. Now I did pick up this one, which is Latte Frappe, and this one's a matte finish, the only matte finish in this collection. And the other one that I have is Peach Glacé, and that's a satin bronze pink. Now let me swatch these for you, and these are very smooth. So again, this is Latte Frappe, which is a warm matte beige brown. And the other one again is Peach Glacé, which is satin bronze pink. Now let me show you the look that I did using just these 2 shades. I used Latte Frappe in the crease, which is the matte shade. It is pigmented, you could blend it out, and you could also build it up. And then on my lid, I added the satin bronze pink shade, Peach Glacé. And then I did my eyes, as I always do, with a black eyeliner and a brown pencil in the waterline and in the lower lash line. It's an everyday look for me. So for this look, I just wanted to add a little bit of definition. So again, I did the same thing. Used Latte Frappe in my crease. And then I used the Le Beige eyeshadow palette in the shade Cool. And I used that deep purple shade, just to place in the outer corner of my eye to give me that definition. And then I placed that satin shade on my lids, did my eyes as usual, and this is the finished look. And you know, I kind of like it both ways. One, just using the 2 shades by itself, and then pulling in another shade from another palette. And I'm sure you can use the matte shade by itself if you really want a daytime, a no makeup look, and you could probably use the satin shade by itself as well. Now let's talk about the blushes. They reformulated their blushes again, and I picked up 6 of them. 4 of them that are new shades to me, and 2 of them of shades that I already have because I just wanted to compare them and show you guys. Of course, you get the velvet pouch with it, and the packaging is the same, and these do cost $52. In the new formulation, you do get 5 grams of product, which is 0.17 ounce. And the old one that I have, I had to put a piece of tape on it so I know which one is which. And the old formula is 6 grams of product, 0.2 ounce. So they did kind of cheat us out of a gram of product here with the new formulation. Let me first show you the 2 shades so I can compare them with the old and the new. I did pick up Brun Rouge, and here's the new formula. And let me put it next to the old one that I have. And I do have tape on it so I can tell the difference. I have to say that the old one does look a little bit darker. It could be because it's old. It's probably a year and a half old. And plus the powder around it just kind of throws it off with a shiny new black surrounding here. They're both similar in shape. It has that dome baked effect. But again, they did kind of take 1 gram of product away from us. In the new formula, they did take out the talc. Let me swatch the new one. It is very soft. So here's the new Brun Rouge. Let me just swatch this one again. This is the new formula with no talc. And then here is the old formula. Let me just kind of build it up since I built up the new one. I mean, it does look like that the new formula looks a little bit darker but they look very similar. So for this try on, I wanted to compare the new and the old on my cheeks. So you can see here that I put the new one on first. It's very pigmented. It blends out very nice. And then I put the old formula on the other side. I have to say they do look very similar. The one thing that I did notice is that the new formula does look a little powdery on my cheeks. The old formula just kind of blends into my skin, where I noticed that the new one did look a little powdery. So that's the only thing I saw. So let me go ahead and show you the other color that I have, new and the old formula. So here's the new formula in Rouge Profound, and then here is the old one with the tape. So let's swatch the new one. The new formula, when I'm swatching it, I have to say that it does feel smoother, whereas the old one, it feels kind of grainy. Does that make sense? So here's the new formula of Rouge Profound. Very pretty, kind of like a red shade. Let me build that up. All right. And then here is the old formula. I mean, they look similar swatched. Maybe the older one does look a little bit brighter or deeper. But let me show you how it looks on the cheeks. So I put the new one on first, and then the old one with the tape on the other side. And I have to say, it does look very similar, pretty much the same. But again, with this one, I did notice that the new one does look a little powdery on my cheek, whereas the old formula just kind of blended into my skin. So let me show you the 4 that I picked up. These are new shades to me, and it does look like that there are 12 new shades, and unfortunately, my favorite shade, Alizane, is not one of the new formulations. So they didn't reformulate that shade, so I was quite upset that that one did not come back. It's pretty much my first Chanel blush that I've ever bought. And I've used that all the time. It does have a little bit of a shimmer to it. Maybe that's why. But I was quite bummed that they did not come out with that shade Alizé. But anywho, let me show you the shades that I did pick up. Let's start with this one. This is Jersey. So it's kind of a light nude shade. I hope this is not gonna be too light for me. Oh, this one does look like it has a shimmer to it. So, all right, Chanel, you should come out with Alizé. So yeah, this one does look like it has a shimmer. Let me apply this one to the cheeks. Ooh, I like this color. Ooh, I thought it'd be very light on my skin, but it does show up. Oh, I like this color. And it does have a little bit of a shimmer. All right, Jersey, right? Yeah, this is Jersey. Let me build you up because I do like this one. Now, I don't see it powdery on my cheeks right now. Maybe it's more of the matte finish, but let's go for the next one. And then this one is In Love. Let me put Jersey and In Love together so you can see the difference. So this one's Jersey and this one's In Love. It looks a little bit peachy. And yeah, it's more of like a peachy pink shade. And I can't tell if this one is a shimmer or not. I don't think it is. All right, let's see how you look on my cheeks. Or cheek. This is a pretty shade as well. And yeah, unfortunately, I do see that it does look a little powdery on my cheeks here. All right, so you can see the difference here between Jersey and In Love. This one's a little bit light, like light pink with some shimmer. And then In Love, which is kind of like a peachy pink and more of a matte finish and a little powdery on my skin. So again, this one's Jersey and this one's In Love. All right, let me just wipe this off and we'll go for the other two. Do smell a little bit of a perfumey scent, but it's very faint. It's not like the cream to powder blushes. That one has a really distinct perfumey scent. So let's try this one, which is Rose Initial. Like a light pink. So again, this is Rose Initial, kind of like a cool pink, cool light pink. Yeah, for some reason I smell it more in this one, the scent. I didn't smell it that much in the other shades. Huh. But this one's a pretty pink. Has like a little bit of a blushed effect to it. But you know what? It still looks a little dry and powdery on my cheeks. And I do have oily combo skin, just to let you know that. But this is a pretty shade, Rose Initial. And then the last one that I have is Pink Explosion. That is a Pink Explosion, all right. And let me put it next to Rose Initial so you can see the difference there. Yeah, this one's a little bit more brighter and deeper. Excuse my fingernail, it did break. Ooh, that's a pretty kind of like a purpley pink. Yeah, and some chunks did fall out. Yeah, this nail broke last week, and then this one broke a few days ago. So I'm gonna have to wait a couple, maybe even a week or two, just to kind of let it heal before I go back and fix it. Because my thumb one broke down really low. So that's why I'm trying not to show too much of these two fingers. But sometimes it happens. I am left-handed. All right, let's go for pink. Wow, explosion. This one's pretty. I would say it's not one of my favorites. I like this one a lot better. Pink initial, rose initial, yes. And I do see that it's a little powdery on my cheeks. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it just doesn't blend into my skin. So I didn't know that talc could do that. Huh, so here is rose initial and pink explosion. I did a little check-in when I was comparing the old formula and the new formula. I believe this was 6 hours and it still looks pretty good on. It didn't melt off or anything, and it didn't look that powdery that I saw. So I think probably just once you apply it, it looks a little powdery, but it did last at least 6 hours. What do I think about it? Let's start with the eyeshadows. You know, I kind of like it. I wish they had a little bit more deeper shades in the single shadows, but this is what we have. But the two shades that I do have, I can use it by itself. I can use just those two shades, or I can bring in a deeper shade like I did for this look, just to give me a little bit more of a definition. A little smoke it out a little bit. It doesn't look too dry. It did blend out very nicely. The satin shade is very smoothing. It's not very glittery, but yet it has some shine to it. But yeah, the single shadows are not bad. Just hopefully they'll bring in some deeper, darker shades. The blushes, you know, I do like the Chanel blushes. Let's start with the bad here. I wish that they did come out with my favorite shade, Alizane. Maybe they might come out with new shades later. I don't know, but I kind of wish they brought that one back. And then the other thing, which is kind of a main thing, is that it does look a little powdery when you apply it on. But then after a while, it does look pretty good. It lasts a long time. It lasts all day for me. But it could be just my skin, how it is, because I do have the textured skin. I do have the mature skin. But you know, I do like it, especially the new colors that I got, the 4 new shades. I like the first 2 that's more kind of light. This one, Jersey and In Love, and then Rose Initial and Pink Explosion. Yeah, those are pretty. And then of course the 2 that I have already, Brun Rouge and Rose Profound, or Rouge Profound. And then here are the eyeshadow shades. So yeah, I do like the new to me shades, but the only thing is that it does look a little powdery when I apply it on, comparing it to the old formula. So if you are looking into these blushes, keep in mind that on me, it does apply a little powdery. And also this one, which was Rose Initial, it's the only one that I smell the scent. Let me see if I smell it in the other ones. No, that is weird. Okay, maybe a little bit here in this one, Rouge Profound, but I really smelled that perfume scent in this one, Rose Initial, which is this one. So keep that one in mind as well. Well, all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me trying the new formulation of the Chanel blushes and also 2 new shades of the single shadows from Chanel. So if you liked and enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.